Good morning and welcome to Todd County Board of Commissioners regular board meeting. Today is Monday, December 30th. The time is 9 o'clock. All commissioners are here except for Commissioner Denny, along with the auditor treasurer and the coordinator. We will now stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd ask, are there any amendments to the agenda?
I have none, Madam Chair.
If not, I'd ask for a motion to accept the agenda.
So moved.
Motion by Nasca, is there a second?
Second.
Second Byers, discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And carries. Denise, consent?
Meeting minute approval for December 16th and December 17th for 2024, and resignation of eligibility Angeli Richter 12/18/24.
Okay. Hearing the consent items, are there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Motion by Newman, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Nasca, discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And carries. Denise?
Okay, so today we start with the commissioner warrants. Background is sent for your review. Recommendation is to approve the commissioner warrants with an ACH and a manual payment totaling the amount of $141,464.69.
Okay. Ask for a motion for the commissioner warrants, the amount of $141,464.69.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Nasca, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Byers. Discussion? Hearing no discussion, roll call?
Commissioner Nasca?
Yes.
Commissioner Byers?
Yes.
Commissioner Newman?
Yes.
Commissioner Becker?
Yes.
Next item then is the Health and Human Service Commissioner warrants. Background is sent for review. Recommendation is to approve the Health and Human Service Commissioner warrants with an ACH and a manual payment totaling the amount of $123,721.53.
I'd ask for a motion for the Health and Human Service SSIS warrants in the amount of $123,721.53.
And that would be for Commissioner warrants for HHS.
Oh, yes.
I think you said
Madam Chair,
SSIS.
She said SSI.
Madam Chair, I move that to accept the commissioner warrants for HHS
Oh,
and that amount.
okay. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, motion by Byers, second by Nasca. Discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Roll call.
Commissioner Byers?
Yes.
Commissioner Nasca?
Yes.
Commissioner Newman?
Yes.
Commissioner Becker?
Yes.
Perfect. The next item I have then is HHS SSIS warrants. Background is sent for review. Recommendation is to approve the Health and Human Services SSIS warrants with an ACH and a manual payment totaling in the amount of $88,009.40.
Okay, now I'm on the right line. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Okay, Health and Human Services SSIS warrants in the amount of $88,009.40. Okay.
So moved.
Motion by Newman. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Nasca.
Yeah.
Discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I should have been roll call.
Roll call. That's all right. Commissioner Newman,
Yes.
Commissioner Nazca,
Yes.
Commissioner Byers,
Yeah.
Commissioner Becker.
Yes.
All right. And the next item we have then is committing the fund balance for building and grounds improvement for fiscal year ending 2024. Some background, the Todd County Board of Commissioners established a building and grounds improvement fund with the objective that the funds be utilized for current and future expenses that are held within the county general fund. The Building and Grounds Improvement Fund are appropriated and utilized each calendar year. The remaining cash balance of this account as of December 31st, 2024 is $1,577,424.73. State Auditor's recommendation is to approve by resolution a commitment of this fund balance on an annual basis for transparent financial reporting. Your options are to approve the attached resolution or do not. And the recommendation is to approve the attached resolution to commit the fund balance for the building and grounds improvement for fiscal year end 2024.
Okay, I'd ask for a motion to commit the funds balance for the building and grounds improvement funds for fiscal year ending 2024.
So moved.
Motion by Newman, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Byers, discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And carries.
The next item would be the commitment fund balance for informational technology fund for fiscal year ending 2024. Some background, beginning with the fiscal year 2024 budget and planning, the Finance Committee recommended taking a proactive budget approach for future information technology expenses within Fund 1 General Fund. The information technology funds are intended to be appropriated and utilized each calendar year, but also allow for planning larger expense projects with the steady budgeted impacts. It is recommended that the county board establish a committed fund balance account for future technology improvements within Fund 01 General Fund with a balance of $25,000 for fiscal year ending 2024. The fund balance will be evaluated on an annual basis for transparent financial reporting. Your options are to approve the attached resolution or do not. It's recommended to approve the attached resolution to commit the fund balance for Information Technology Fund for fiscal year end 2024.
Okay, I ask for a motion to commit fund balance for information technology fund for the fiscal year ending 2024.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Nazca, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Newman, discussion?
Yes, Madam Chair, we probably should have started this a few years ago with all the cyber.
This will be the first year
This
of
is our
this
first year.
committed
Yep.
funding.
Assume it's kind of in response to the ask that had to be done the end of this year.
Yes, exactly right. And we've been able to build our other funds up.
Yep.
Okay. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And carries.
The next item then is the retiree administration budget amendment. The background, the county has taken a proactive financial approach in budgeting for retiree severance payouts in the general fund 01. Due to retirement in Fund 01 and Department 031 administration, the Auditor Treasurer's Office recommends to amend the 2024 budget to help align and realize the budget to actual amounts for the fiscal year ending 2024. Your options are to approve the budget amendment or do not. It's recommended to approve the budget amendment request form of $24,230 for Department 31 administration for the 2024 budget year. And some background on that, just so you know, for those that aren't on the finance, they had a large payout for severance in the HR department when the coordinator left. And so we thought the budget could withhold that with the new coordinator coming in and the offsetting of a few months of not paying that salary and coming in at a lower salary, but it did not. Your budget is busted by $24,000. We had a $74,000 payout. So they couldn't withstand that. We tried working the numbers to make it withhold it, so you really need to make your budget whole by taking from the general fund to compensate that loss.
Okay. And I'd ask for a motion for a budget amendment request in amount of $24,230 for the administration for 2024 budget year.
So moved.
Motion by Byers. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Nazca. Discussion. I think when we go into this a little bit more, a lot of the smaller
Departments.
departments, you budgeted through the general fund.
Exactly, and that's what this
Yes,
is. This is
and
a-
so,
Right, our large fund items carry their own severance
Yeah.
funding line item.
I think like
Yeah,
Public Works does.
Public Works,
Yeah.
HHS, sure,
Yeah.
you know, so they can plan for that. This budget wasn't planned for that
Right.
dollar amount.
Okay. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And carries.
Moving on, we have the same thing in Veteran Service Office, 2024 Budget Amendment, Veteran Services. The county has taken a proactive financial approach in budgeting for retiree severance payouts in the general fund due to retirement in the Veterans Office. The AT Department recommends to amend that budget, also realigning and making actuals for the fiscal year 2024. Your options are to approve the budget amendment or do not approve, and it is recommended to approve the attached budget request form in the amount of $14,842 for Department 121 Veteran Services for 2024 budget year. And again, their item is the same way. We thought their budget could offset, but it couldn't. They're short as well by this $14,842, so we need to make them whole by coming from the general fund and transferring the money.
Okay, I ask for a motion to approve the attached budget request form in the amount of $14,842 for the Veteran Services for the budget year of 2024.
So moved.
Motion by Newman. Second by Byers.
Second. Yes.
Discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And carries.
Now we move on to, as we corrected those last two, now we will be committing a fund balance for the retiree severance for the fiscal year 2024, now making it whole now again. So the county board approved with resolution 2020-1229-08 to establish a committed fund balance for future retiree severance fund within General Fund 01. This fund has been reevaluated to determine the amount available in this committed fund with an updated committed balance of $143,809.32 at fiscal year end 2024. Your options are to adopt the attached resolution or do not, and it is recommended to adopt the attached resolution for the committed fund balance for future retiree severance fund in the amount of $143,809.32, and that number is exact with doing those last two amendments.
Okay. Is there a motion to adopt the attached resolution for committed fund balance for the future retirees of $143,809.32?
I'll make the motion to
Motion.
adopt.
Motion by Nazca. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Byers. Discussion?
Yes, Madam Chair. We're very grateful to our employees, but when we get to that age of retirement and stuff, it does become a costly liability. And we gotta prepare for that. Otherwise, it's just gonna throw our budget out of whack. It's a liability financially, and I gotta watch what I say because the unions will use this.
Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And carries.
More funds transferring. Transfer of funds for County Ditch 18, a partial repayment. On December 28th, 2017, the Todd County Board of Commissioners approved the advance of $300,000 from the general fund to the ditch fund for County Ditch 18 project. On September 4th, 2018, the County Board approved a 10-year repayment term of the special assessments for the County Ditch 18 project. Each year, until fully repaid, the amount of principal funds collected along the amount of interest collected is transferred from the ditch fund as a partial repayment back to the general fund. Your options are to approve the attached resolution or do not, and it's recommended to approve the attached resolution authorizing the transfer of funds for a partial repayment of County Ditch 18's loan. And this year in special assessments, we collected 21,984.96 in principal and 2,254.74 in interest.
Okay. I'd ask for a motion for transfer of funds from County Ditch 18 for partial repayment in the amount of $24,239.70.
So moved.
Motion by Byers. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Nazca. Discussion. Hearing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And carries.
All right, and so the last one I have then is the transfer of funds for the solid waste loan funding for building project. On March 16, 2021, the county board established a loan from the general fund to solid waste to support the financing needed for construction of a new transfer station building in the amount of $972,210. After bids were opened and accepted, the final funding plan was adopted by the county board on March 19, 2024, which continued to include the previous loan commitment. The transfer station construction project is well underway, and audit standards require the county board to approve the transfer of these funds as committed. Your options are to adopt the attached resolution or do not. It's recommended to adopt the attached resolution for the transfer of funds to the solid waste loan funding for building project in $972,210 budgeted item.
Okay, I ask for a motion for the transfer of funds to solid waste loan funding for building projects in the amount of $972,210.
So moved.
Motion by Newman. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Nazca. Discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And carries. And I think next on the agenda is the Todd County Ag Society. Welcome.
Morning.
Morning, guys.
Want to turn your mics on, just push that button, that'd be great. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Mike Wheelenberg, President of the Todd County Ag Society. Commissioner Byers may not know me, but I know the face. With me, I have Gerhard Hendricks and Tim Oosty. We're here just to recap a little bit about our 2024 year, how it went. We started out last January with the demo derby, and we had a lot of cars, but due to things, we are not going to pursue that in the future. Our fair in June, we had great weather. We had good turnout for our events. We had a little rain one evening, but it worked out really good. We had a good fair. People came out and seen the grandstand events, went through the carnival, the buildings. We brought in money, but due to just like everything else, inflation, we spent a lot more too. So in general, we had a good year. Yeah. Thank you for your help. Gerhard has the budget stuff. If anybody has any questions, he said he'd be willing to help or.
Okay. Commissioners?
No, I do agree, though. The fair was well attended last year. The weather was awesome, even with all the competing events going on at the same time. I think it's a pretty good success that the turnout was the way it was.
Yes.
I see you got raffle count. You guys doing raffles yet or not? We did them a few years back.
Done them for, we haven't done them
We
for a couple
haven't
of
done them
years.
for a couple of years,
Just because
okay.
of manpower.
Yeah.
Right. Like every other organization, we struggle for volunteers too. It takes a lot of people to put stuff on events but it's that way everywhere. It's not just us.
I know when I went to the fair, there were a lot of people
Yep.
there. Yeah. Good turnout.
Are there any projects for this coming year at the fairgrounds that you guys know of?
Mitch isn't here right now.
Yeah.
Not aware of any
Yeah, nothing's been,
Not,
brought to facilities about it,
not
so.
that's planned yet,
Yeah.
budgeted yet.
yeah.
Okay,
We,
I
maybe a
would
year or
event-
two out.
okay.
I would eventually like to see the grandstand get painted though,
Yeah.
if we can get that
Do you
done.
guys have any projects?
Well, one thing we'd like to do is maybe somehow get a fair office, because we really don't have any place. When people come to fair, have issues, they don't really know where to go. If there's an emergency, nobody knows where to go. It'd be nice to have a place to, and even if we had to meet there, or, I mean, just be nice to have something.
Something we've thought about, it would make life a little easier, and it would be good to have, like Tim said, a physical spot where if you need something, you go here.
Yeah, you know,
Makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense. I mean, somebody gets hurt, where do they go?
I mean, we
Yeah.
used to have it like down in the expo building, but that is so far out of the way, and we have no place to store anything.
and now you use the upstairs to do the paperwork, and so for someone looking for someone, they're usually upstairs
Yeah.
and not in that office that we used to, yeah.
Yep.
be in.
It's just something we've been thinking about, and
And it would be a lot better to have a place to be able to store all of our stuff that we need to
Yeah,
keep.
the documents that need to be
All the
held.
documents that we need to keep stored in a safe area.
Because now with the, I mean, there ain't many old faces on the board anymore. Nobody knows where any of this stuff even is. I mean, is it in somebody's house? Is it? And if we just had one central location, I think it would be a lot easier.
They used to keep it in that one office, you know, in the,
Yeah.
Is there anything in there yet or not? There used to be a file cabinet and stuff in there.
yeah, there's a couple file cabinets in
There
there,
is,
one or
yeah.
two.
But how do you, like,
But
you know,
it's such a small area.
well, and then in
Yeah.
the winter, when it's packed full of storage, you
Yeah.
can't get into it anyways, so where does this stuff get put?
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
But that may tie
Something
in,
we would like eventually.
that may tie into some of these discussions that have been had that may come to light publicly sooner or later.
Yeah,
That's why we're just kinda making it known today.
But it's good
We're-
to have, put it on the list, because if it does tie in with other stuff, then it makes it a lot easier to
we're aware of it.
approve it, you know?
Right, yep.
Great.
Okay,
Grandstand.
questions?
Madam Chair, can I, just so that the Egg Society, when you establish your members, if you'd send me a list and the contact numbers?
I was going to update it.
Yeah, he's just in the process. We had to,
Okay.
everybody was re-updated the last meeting, so he's gonna,
Just a reminder to send
Yep.
it to my office.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay,
So Madam Chair, I would suggest maybe looking at Eagle Valley, the builders up there, and getting like a 12 by 20 building where you could centrally locate that within the fairgrounds and make it your office, and something to think about.
Right, yep.
there may be some grant funding for something like that as well, for developing new
And,
buildings on the fairground.
We go to the convention in January, and I think we're gonna talk, see if there's grants out there that we can also pitch in.
okay.
I mean, we're not asking for any handouts, you know? I mean, we're willing to invest in it too, but I mean, if we don't own the fairgrounds, how do we invest all our money into something that isn't ours?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. No, I think it's something the county would
Yeah,
be very willing to talk over.
Yeah.
Absolutely. See the need for it.
I mean, better facilities, better management, better organizations is gonna lead to a better fair, so.
Yeah,
I
Absolutely.
mean, yeah, like if we could heat it. If we could have our
Absolutely.
meetings in there in the winter,
yeah.
then we're not having to worry about if,
Yeah, because you, right now you go meeting downstairs yet?
In the
Yeah,
annex.
and
correct.
In the annex,
but if we don't
yeah.
have a commissioner, we can't meet down there.
Oh, okay,
That, you know, if
yeah,
commissioner isn't able to be present,
mm-hmm,
then we have to find it elsewhere.
yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
No, interesting.
Well, thanks for all you do, appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Lot of hard work.
Grandstand seats, we do need to maybe look at fixing those
Few of those.
this year.
Decking?
Cracking, coming loose.
Yeah, I think they did a bunch that one year,
Two,
but we have to continue.
they are a hazard.
Yeah. Okay,
The seating?
The seating, you know, the
Oh,
plank,
yeah.
the planks.
The wood
I
benches.
used to run that with the kids of the football team, and then it'd be, you could just see it was cracked up everywhere.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree 100%.
yep,
just something we'll have to think about and get together and figure it out.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll get maybe Mitch Johnson to get together with everybody and just do a walkthrough.
Okay,
Yep.
okay.
Okay.
Thanks again.
Yeah,
guys.
thank you. I appreciate.
Madam Chair,
Yes,
I've just got notification. If all of you would put your clicker pens down, because it's very distractive on the recording. It picks up really like bad. So, no
we
clicker.
can't,
I'm bad on that, so
can't click, no.
Point him towards the
guilty as charged.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Get on the right one, sorry.
Yep. Am I out of turn here?
Yeah, I think
I
you
am.
are.
Public Works.
Yours is quick?
But
Okay.
my lines are, I'm looking,
Unless you want to present it.
You go right ahead. I'll let you go.
Well, good morning. One item on the agenda this morning for Public Works. It's a request for final payment authorization for a 2024 highway construction contract. And this was the contract with work done in the southern part of the county, with work done on County Roads 2, 15, 33, 38, 46, 86, 100, 103, and some work on the Lake Wobegon Trail, including some work out of Battle Point Park. So our options are to approve the attached resolution or not approve the attached resolution. And our recommendation at this time is approving, making final payment of $290,432.27 for this contract to Anderson Brothers Construction of Brainerd, Minnesota.
okay. Is there a motion for the final payment authorization for the 2024 highway construction contract? You said to Anderson's,
To Anderson Brothers, correct?
and in the amount of $290,432.27.
So moved, Madam Chair.
Okay, a motion by Newman. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Nazca. Discussion. Hearing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And carries.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Lauren.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take my turn now. Okay, first item here is the Board of Adjustments and Planning Commission appointments. There's an attached document here, shows a list of the full Board of Adjustments and Planning Commission members for 2023. We have a few appointments that are due up at the end of this year, so we need to reappoint them, which would be for the Board of Adjustments, District 2, Russell Vandenhoevel, and then District 4, Richard Johnson, and also Ken Hovet as a crossover member between the Board of Adjustments and the Planning Commission. And then for the Planning Commission, District 2, Jim Pratt, District 4, Ken Hovet, and then also from District 4 as our alternate, George Sutton. I've touched base with all of our reappointments, which would go through, what's set to expire December 31st, 2028. And made sure that they wanted to be on the board for another 4 years, and they all agreed to it. So what you have on the next page is what our full Planning Commission and Board of Adjustments list would be at the start of the new year 2025. We generally would do this the first meeting of the new year, but we have a Planning Commission meeting this Thursday and no commissioners meeting, so I wanted to make sure to get out ahead of that, so we had the board established to get the next year started.
Okay. Is there a motion for the board, BOA and Planning Commission appointments? And for District 2, District 4, and another one, District 4 crossover member, and the Planning Commission would be District 2 and District 4, and again, District 4 for alternate.
I'll make a motion to approve the proposed reappointments as listed.
Okay, a motion by Nazca. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Byers. Discussion. Hearing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And carries.
Okay. Next, the adoption of Article 12, Regulation of Cannabis Businesses. Todd County Planning Commission reviewed the proposed language of the regulation of cannabis business during the October, November, December Planning Commission public hearings. During the December 5th meeting, the Planning Commission recommended adoption of Article 12 to be included in the Todd County Planning and Zoning Ordinance. Just one note that Article 12 would now become 13 with the inclusion of this. At the last meeting, we had a couple minor changes or additions to make. So if you scroll down just a few pages here, Denise, you'll see it highlighted. One more, maybe? You know, it's there. I looked this morning again.
It's in yellow.
There we go. So this was that temporary cannabis event piece where the recommendation was to change it so that those would kind of be processed like liquor license and such, where they come to this board to be approved. So that's that first section you see highlighted there, outlines that. And we also talked about the implementation of a fine if you don't get those authorizations. So that's the second part there. I touched base with John about it. And he said the $300 is the maximum penalty for a civil administrative fine. So that's where we established that at $300. So I added those two components as requested from the previous meeting. And with that, the options be to adopt the recommendations of the Planning Commission with the inclusion of those parts. We could remand it back to the Planning Commission for further consideration or adopt proposed changes to the ordinance. Recommendation would be the adoption of Article 12, Regulation of Cannabis Businesses, as recommended by the Planning Commission with the inclusion of Section 12.04. which is the temporary cannabis events section there.
Okay. I'd like a motion for the adoption of the regulations and cannabis business. And are we adopting 12 or would it be adoption of 13? It would be adoption.
So section 12 right now is adoption. It just outlines
Okay.
like the date we adopted the, so that would just move to be Article 13 then, and this would be inserted as 12.
Okay. So it'd be the motion for adopting the regulation on the cannabis business.
Correct.
I make that motion.
Motion by Byers. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Naska. Discussion.
Yes, Madam Chair, I just, $300, that's it?
Yeah, that's based on that, and again, this is maybe a better question for John and something we can amend in the future, but that's the maximum for that type of penalty.
It's a federal,
And we could
illegal
maybe, I'd have to reference John. I just was copying this from other sections of the cannabis stuff to make sure things were consistent. Maybe there's a different form of a penalty that has a higher fee on it. That was the maximum for that type of, what was it, civil administrative penalty. And I would need somebody with a law degree to tell me something different.
And I'd just like to make my statement is I would like to vote against it. But being it's handed down and mandated from the state, we have no choice but to move this forward.
I agree with you, Madam Chair, but it's just like,
Yeah, it's one of
my
those
gut's
things.
telling me to vote no. So, yeah.
We know we're gonna have to make changes as we advance here and learn stuff, so we'll keep these things, keep a tally of what things we maybe want to amend when we get to that point and update it appropriately.
Okay, thank you for that, Adam.
Yep.
Okay, is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it carries. Thank you,
Thank you.
Adam, for all the work you've done on it.
Thank you.
Solid waste. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, everyone. Okay, the BAF we have before you this morning is background of our 2025 solid waste budget. The proposed 2025 solid waste budget is for $3,216,900 in projection revenue and $3,377,250 in expenses. This budget does not include the transfer station construction project. This budget has been reviewed by the Solid Waste Committee and the Budget Committee as well. It is based on the revenue generated from our approved fee schedule. The attached proposed resolution is there if we need to look at it. Our options are to go ahead and approve the 2025 Solid Waste Department budget with the attached resolution, or do not approve the budget, it is our recommendation to approve the 2025 Solid Waste Department budget with the attached resolution.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the 2025 Solid Waste Department budget with attached resolution?
I make that motion.
Motion by Byers. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Newman. Discussion. It was tabled last time, I know, but,
Yep. Mike took time out of his day to go through the budget with me and explain all the ins and outs, expenses, and how that works on their end. So with his help, I was able to wrap my head around why it is, and
Yep,
I felt much better, so
okay.
thank you.
you bet.
Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And carries. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. We have a request to hire a care coordinator. As discussed at the December 17th, 2024 work session, the Adult Services Unit has a need for a care coordinator position. Position provides care coordination services to individuals. This includes the provision of case management, evaluating and assessing the success of services provided, recommending other services that may be useful, and related work as a parent or assigned. Position is responsible for using a holistic approach to complete individualized assessments and develop and implement plans to enhance and protect the quality and dignity of life for the diverse population served. The options authorize the hiring of one care coordinator or not authorize. Our recommendation is authorizing the hiring of one care coordinator.
Okay, I'd ask for a motion to hire one care coordinator.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Nazca. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Newman. Discussion. I'd just like to bring up that your department is very busy.
Yes.
And you guys are actually needing the help
Yes, very much so.
desperately.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Anything else you would like to inform the board of or not? Or we pretty much talked it over, I think, at our work session.
Yes, and we still continue to see, or to get referrals in and need somebody to help with that.
Okay. Okay.
Barb, Commissioner Becker, did we want to note on the record that this would not be, the next vacancy would not refill?
Yes, we
I
should,
just-
we should note that on this document, that this is a position that will slide into,
The next vacancy that
The
occurs
next
in the
vacancy
unit
that
wouldn't be
occurs.
filled.
Yes. Yep.
okay.
Better add that.
So we should add that to this before we approve it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Lou made the
I
motion.
already had a motion. Do you approve the amendment to that motion to add that? Who made the motion, Denise? To amend,
Yes.
okay, to the motion. Bob, you,
I
no,
second it.
Randy
Randy
seconded?
seconded.
Yep, and that's fine with me,
And that's okay,
so we have it documented.
yeah.
So my addition to this, are we resending anyone? Will you be sending any one of these board actions with that statement?
I will not,
Abby? I don't have your, okay. We'll not be filling the next vacancy that comes open in this department.
Yes. Yep,
Okay, yep.
okay. Okay, you got that down, Denise? Okay, with that, any more discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And carries.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
everyone.
And then we'll go into administration.
Good morning. I just have one quick BAF. The topic for this agenda item is Amendment to Board Action 20241-203-08. Background on this is BAF 2024-1203-08 was previously approved with a resignation date of 12/12/2024. Employee's last day of work was 12/11/2024, amending the BAF to reflect the accurate resignation date of 12/11/2024. Options would, 1, approve the amendment of BAF 2024-1203-08 to correct the resignation date of 12/11/2024, or option 2, do not approve. The recommendation would be to approve the amendment of BAF 2024-1203-08 to correct the resignation date of 12/11/2024.
Okay, I'd ask for a motion to correct the resignation date of employee or BAF 2024-1203-08 and to the correct date of 12/11 of 2024.
I'll make the motion to correct that.
Okay, motion by Noska. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Byers. Discussion. Hearing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And carries. Thank you.
All right. The lease agreement with the Hands of Hope Resource Center for 2024 is set to expire on December 31st, 2024. The Hands of Hope Resource Center has expressed interest in renewing the lease agreement again for 2025 for the space utilized in the Main Street Government Center, and they have agreed to the 2% increase in the rental term limits, or rental term. So the recommendation is, or the options are to renew the Hands of Hope Resource Center lease agreement as presented for January 1, 2025 through December 31, 2025, or to do not renew the Hands of Hope lease agreement as presented. Or you could renew with different terms. And the recommendation is that the Todd County Board of Commissioners approves the following by motion: to renew the Hands of Hope Resource Center lease agreement as presented for January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2025.
Can I have a little bit of discussion? When I was looking through the paperwork, whatever, the county pays for like electricity in that building and all of this. Is, with the increase of all of that, is that 2% going to cover our cost?
Sure, I don't do the analysis on that. The coordinator always did that, so I have no clue.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. I just know that it was just easy enough. We did 1 year kind of
I know
go through the numbers, but then we just decided it would be easier just to do a percentage, and maybe it's something looking at to increase that percentage in the upcoming year, but our 2% is kind of flat across the
It's
board
been-
for all of our lease agreements. So
Yeah,
maybe that's something in 2025 we should look at and analyze it again.
okay. Okay.
Right, because 2% is also like what we use for
For all
the
of them.
hockey.
Yes, it is,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Matt,
Yes,
is this a annual year, just a 1-year lease?
Yep,
but
correct.
90 days, either party can terminate it.
Yeah, I think the agreement is
Yeah, yeah,
in there.
yeah.
So it says,
Terms of the
and it
lease.
would have been agreed to earlier this year. But for whatever reasons, the director of Hands of Hope, she had reached out, but we didn't act upon it when she reached out. Her name is Stephanie Ock from Hands of Hope.
But this is for January
1st.
through December of
For
2025.
2025.
This has got to be corrected then, because this is 24, right there, so,
So does
Yeah.
the other, number 4 also has 2024 in there.
okay.
Can you keep scrolling down?
Sure.
For my own,
You just let me know if I'm going too fast.
There's the termination. 90 days. You're right, Commissioner Becker.
And whether they're there or not, we are gonna keep it heated and keep lights on in it, so, I mean, I don't know how much electricity they really use. So,
Yeah, as it
Right.
sits now, we will it's just a
Yeah.
question for discussion.
I would just say that if you go back to my only opinion, if you go back to the rent and you calculate that out, that's like $350 a month.
Yep.
That's amazing deal for our tenants. So,
Yeah.
Hands of hope.
yeah, I get it, but
Okay, I will ask for a motion for the renewal of the Hands of Hope Resource Center lease agreement as presented for January 1st of 2025 through December 31st of 2025, and that is with the 2% increase in the amount of $4,245.24.
Madam Chair, if I may.
Yes.
There's got to be a couple corrections on this. The dates have to be corrected, and then the amount of the lease isn't showing the 2%.
Okay, I wonder if attached is our old version. Stephanie has the new version. Let me see, do you want me to see if I can pull
Well,
that up?
I'm just saying that they can approve the
We can
lease.
Can they
approve
but-
this
approve it with the
With the
updated?
2025, with the
Okay.
2%, with the
Yes.
correct amount, 4,000. That
Right.
4,000 is correct amount?
No, that needs
No,
to add
Hasn't
2%.
been
Okay.
updated.
If you add,
Then we
yeah,
won't
this
put
is
that
last
amount
year's
in, we'll just say with the
agreement.
2% increase.
Great.
Yep.
Yep, that'll work.
Okay? Everybody understands what we're asking
Got
for?
it, yep.
Okay.
Okay, then I would ask for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the new lease agreement with Hands of Hope, with the 2% increase.
Okay. And is there a second? Our motion by Nazca, second?
I'll second it.
Second by Byers. Discussion. We'll get the paperwork back and forth then, okay? Hearing no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And carries. And then the next we have go into closed session at 9:50, so we're running really close.
Let's do 9. Let's do the 10 o'clock because that's when Susan's available.
Okay, 10 o'clock?
So we'll just take an intermission right now.
Can we
until
do our
10.
Or
reports?
do you want to do our standing
Yeah, let's
reports?
get those over.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do the standing reports then. Auditor Treasurer.
We've just had a busy time getting year end done. Auditors were here, so they're still collecting data from us. And holiday season, people were in and out. Some people have been sick, but I just want to remind everybody, and we'll kind of really stress this going into 2025, the board agenda deadlines are set, and they'll be set to the first meeting, and they really have to be followed. I think my chief deputy is a little too nice, and so she allows everybody to just keep coming, and then it pushes her back. And so I'm going to be very diligent on her and the rest of the board and the rest of the department heads that we have to follow deadlines. Otherwise, sometimes she could be here till 7, 8 o'clock at night. It's a lot more to make that agenda than people realize because she has to put everything in chronological order. She has to build it for the internet. It's not any other department building that for the internet, it's her. And it's a lot of programming and it's a lot of work. And so the deadline dates or timeframes are going to be a must this time in 2025.
And Denise, I really agree with you because as a commissioner, we get them maybe late Thursday.
Yeah,
So you got Friday or Monday, and if either one's a legal holiday, you
have no
have no
time for
time to do
research.
any research or call about anything at all. So as far as commissioners, we need to be
Right.
able to
and
get
if
them
things have
also.
to be changed, that's why you can amend the agenda.
Yeah,
So we're gonna really stress that this year going into 25. And I just wanted to make that statement because again, last week, there was a lot of confusion of add, take off,
Yeah,
put this
and
on,
there
take
was.
it off. So, thank you. I just wanted to make that comment. Otherwise, I have nothing else to report.
yep. Okay, and Jolene always knows where to contact me, right?
Yes, she's a superhero.
Yes, she
We
is.
appreciate her.
Okay, anything else, Denise?
No.
Okay,
Madam Chair, though, for your year of services, our lead chairperson. I
thank
much
you.
appreciated it, and Randy as well as vice chair, so thank you.
Yes. Ready to move
You ready
it
to
to the
move
next
chairs?
one. Next would be county coordinator.
All right, I attended a Todd County coordination meeting with the courthouse and learned about some new jury software for evidence, and also attended a regional MACA meeting down in, or up in Fergus Falls for the Minnesota Association of Coordinators and Administrators. And then we had Ugly Sweater Day on the campus here last Friday, or the 20th, and that was fun. A lot of people participated, and there was even a Grinch running around trying to steal holiday cheer, but possibly from the county attorney's office, and they were fun, lots of fun. And then I've just been working on grants that are coming up in January for deadlines.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Nasca?
Yeah, since the last meeting, I haven't had much, at least nothing to really report out of the ordinary, so it's just been nice, a little bit of time with family, some days off of work, it was good.
Commissioner Byers?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I did get a chance, like I said, to go see Mike Abley on the budget for his area, and that was informative. I also spent that time with Mitch and Lauren out at the Public Works, and I think Lauren's gonna have some long-term planning about roads and potential paving at the spring meeting.
Good.
Gotta give him the time to do that. But
Right.
But I think his thought process is right in how to budget for it. And that'll tie into our discussion, Denise, about the sales tax and, generating more income from that. So that's it for me.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Newman?
Yes, Madam Chair. Attended the Sauk River Watershed meeting on the 17th. They voted to change their engineers. It was a 4-3 vote. They had been with Houston Engineering for quite a few years, so they figured it was time for a change. So I found that quite interesting. On the 18th, had policy. After that, Christmas, and then last night or yesterday afternoon, I received a call from a constituent. The section of County Road 11, that last mile to the Stearns County line, there was a bad accident this weekend. I had Lauren put in to reduce the speed limit there before. The state of Minnesota come back and said no. This time I'm gonna get Representative Wiener involved, and we gotta slow them people down within that area. And I have a highly, there's a lot of constituents there, residential. We gotta do something down there, so, they just need to slow down. You come in through those S curves there, they don't realize, they're coming 70 miles from the north, 70 miles an hour from the north, and all of a sudden you got S curves there, and it's an oh shit, so, my thoughts and prayers would go out to the individual that got hurt. They flew him to St. Cloud. And I just want my constituents to know I'll do everything I can this time to get that speed reduced down there, so that's all I have.
Okay. Myself, I attended policy on the 17th, and just a reminder that we'll have union negotiations on Friday the 3rd. That would be this Friday at 9 o'clock. Okay, with that, we will ask for a motion to close the meeting for union strategies. We'll be holding a closed session pursuant to Minnesota Statute 13D.03 to consider strategies for labor negotiations. So moved. Motion by Byers. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Newman. Discussion. Hearing no discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And carries.
yeah, stay safe, everyone. Enjoy your holiday. You too. Well, always do. Always do.
Bob, you're gonna hang around now until 1, right? Are you able to stay to meet with Melissa, Blue and I about the childcare thing?
Oh, at 1? How long will it last, you think?
I mean, at 12.
Oh, 12, yeah, that's better.
No, 1, 'cause we have personnel right now
Oh,
for an
yeah.
hour.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Are you able to though, or not? Oh, sure, why not?
I'd love to, I think, like, maybe, yeah, let's do it.
Today's